So the sigma ij, the covariance between two variables, can be positive or negative. We've seen this. So in this case, is it positive or negative? Quickly. Positive, yes, good. So, and now you can read that, right? You can know why it's positive, not just by looking at the direction, but you can analyze it and know why it is positive, okay? And, but there's an interesting thing. What is the interesting thing here if we look at the covariance matrix? So let's look at the variance of the first variable. Let's call it xi, xj, okay? Or maybe here I called it mu, x1, x2, because of mu1 and mu2. Okay. So the variance of the, if you look at the values, right, the scale, you can see that for the second feature, x2, we have a higher variance, right? So it's darker, so it's higher than this one, right? So what does that mean? It means is if we look at, remember, what is the variance? It's just the squared distance between the all points, the points, the feature x1 to the mean, the distance between it and the mean mu1. So mu1 here, if we look at x1, this is the mean right there, for example, okay? And then what we're computing is just all these bunch of distances between each point, right? Maybe I use another. Each point and the mean, right? So that's our mean value. And by summing them up and squaring them, we get the variance, right? So that's for the x1. So this is, you know, for this one. Now, if we do the other thing, we take the mean value for the second variable or second feature, mu2, and we compute the mean, like the distance for each point with respect to the mean, and then square it, we get the variance right there. So what it's telling us, maybe it's not very, very visible, it's a bit subtle because the distance, like it's quite, they both fall in that range, right? But you can see that the variance for the second variable is slightly higher than the variance of the first variable, of the first feature, okay? So what does that mean? It means higher variance. It means your points, let me just draw this. If this is the mean, if this is the mean line, right, it means your points for this one, they're quite, this is, for example, a low variance, right? Because the distance, and they're all quite close to the mean. But then if you look at this case, the feature, the second feature, this is more spread out. So it has a higher variance. It is, it locates further away from the mean. So it's more spread out or scattered away around the mean, okay?